YouTube, fight fans all over the world, it's your boy Real Talk Boxing, back at you again in the lab, sweating it up, like always. 15 rounds on the bag today. Yeah, man. Look, I'm a little late on this. Well, actually, no, I'm not late. Because I don't consider news late news anymore. Because if you haven't heard it from a certain person, then that opinion is new news, in my opinion. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. Anyway, Vergil Ortiz versus, what was his name? Maurice Hooker. That was my man's name. Ortiz, look, he's an explosive killer, man. He's very explosive, 22 years old, now has 17 wins, 17 knockouts, has never gone past the 7th round. Hooker almost got there, almost. So let's talk about this fight. I feel like I said Booker, but it's Hooker if I did. Anyway, let's talk about Ortiz, man. Let's talk about everything he did really, really well and real good. First off, man, he's very aggressive, and I like that. In the conventional stance, comes forward. I don't recall him taking a back foot in any of those rounds that he fought. Relentless, good jab, decent head movement, good solid foundation. Stance is really, really good. Strong foundation, and a heck of a power puncher. He gets you against the ropes. He bangs to the body. When he's on the outside, he really loves to throw that hook cross, hook cross, hook cross over and over again. And it was effective against Hooker. Very effective. Was really, really good at cutting off the ring, honestly, to my surprise. I wouldn't figure that a guy as young as Ortiz would be able to do that in such a fashion, being that he's only 22 years old. It usually takes a little while to grasp that concept on how to cut off the ring, because a lot of fighters don't know how to cut off the ring. They think simply stepping in front of another fighter is cutting off the ring, and it's not. But Ortiz did that very, very well. Had a good chin. Hooker caught him with some clean shots, some very, very clean shots in this fight. And he ate him. I believe the 4th round he got buzzed a little bit by a straight right from Hooker. But he chewed it up and he swallowed it. And he kept pressing. Now, the 6th round, he dropped Hooker to the body. He took it downstairs and dropped him right in the middle of the ring. I believe it was in the middle of the ring, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was on the ropes. No, the 2nd knockdown was in the middle of the ring. And that was the 7th round. There I go again. Hooker claims that his hand snapped and he hurt his hand. When he was doing the post-fight interview in the ring, the crowd started booing him and he was like, F y'all, and just walked out. You know what I'm saying? So as far as Vergil Ortiz, I think he's a good, solid young contender, and I think he has a bright future. At 22 years old, Oscar De La Hoya is moving him very, very strategic and very carefully. I like him. He's very explosive. He's very exciting. And he has a crowd-pleasing style. Okay, now let's talk some real talk now. Real talk time now. All right, you all know who was at attendance at that fight, and that was Terence Bud Crawford. Same weight class, 147. So they asked Vergil Ortiz about fighting Crawford. He said, I would love that opportunity. I would love it. You know, I would get in a ring with him and do what I have to do and meet him in the middle of the ring and just throw blows. You know, doesn't seem like he's afraid of Terence Bud Crawford. So the question was asked in the post-fight interview in the ring to Vergil Ortiz, do you think you're ready? Now, this is what sealed the deal to me. I already had my opinion on it, if he's ready or not, but this is what really sealed the deal. Vergil Ortiz says, you know what? I really don't care if I'm ready or not. I want that fight. Or I don't know if I'm ready or not. All I know is I want that fight. Something along those lines. But what's most important is that he didn't say, I'm ready. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to take Bud's lunch money. He didn't say that. He didn't. So that leads me to believe, since you didn't say it, that you don't have confidence enough in yourself to say that you're ready. Because he did not state in that post-fight ring interview that he was ready. He said, whether I'm ready or not, this is the fight I want. That tells me a lot. Tells me a whole lot. Now, don't get me wrong. Not hating on Ortiz. I like the kid. I love young, fresh, ferocious, balls to the wall, blood and gut type fighters like Ortiz, 22. He's still a kid, man. And he's wrecking shop. But is he ready for Terence Bud Crawford? Absolutely not. Because all those things that I stated that he did good against Hooker isn't enough for Terence Crawford. Here's one thing. Here's one thing. No, here's about 5 things. Ortiz did not use angles. I saw him switch up and pivot maybe once or twice during that fight. He walked straight forward. Straight forward. And you remember that hook cross I was telling y'all about? Hook cross, hook cross, hook cross on the outside. He threw it repeatedly, time and time and time again. Do you not think Bud's going to counter that? Do you not think Bud Crawford's going to counter that? Do you not think Bud Crawford is going to use angles against this young kid? It's the inexperience, should he fight Bud Crawford, is going to get him beat and beat bad. Now, I said he had decent head movement. Decent head movement is not good head movement. And if you don't have good head movement against Terence Crawford, guess what? You're getting your block knocked off. You're getting your block knocked off. Now, does that go to say that Ortiz doesn't have a chance at beating Bud Crawford? He does have a chance. Because as we all know, or you should know, Bud Crawford gets hit early. He gets caught early. It's easy to hit Bud Crawford early. And if you can hit him early and get him hurt and stay on top of him, which is another thing Ortiz is great at doing, staying on top of his fighter when he gets him hurt, that right there is his window. That's his opportunity to beat Bud. Will it happen? I seriously doubt it. Not good enough head movement. You don't fight at angles. You fight straight down the center line. And that's going to give you the bobblehead effect. When you're going straight down the middle line, this is your head. That's that bobblehead effect. You have to use angles, young man. You have to use angles. I seriously dissected this fight. I watched it. Time and time again, I watched it. There's a lot of things that I like about Ortiz, but now we're talking real now. We're talking real. Now we're talking about a potential fight with Bud Crawford. Now this is only if he fights Bud Crawford. I think he's going to get his lunch money took. This is a fight that they shouldn't make for him. If you're going to put him against any of the elite welterweights, put him against Danny Garcia, who's also flat-footed, who doesn't have a lot of movement. But still, the experience factor will play a huge part in that fight also. So what do? You're going to fight the top tier in the division, Crawford? Are you seriously going to put Ortiz in there against Crawford? De La Hoya? If you do, I think it's a stupid move because he is not ready yet. He needs 2 or 3 more fights before he steps up to the elite. He's still young. He still has time on his side. And he still lacks a lot to be able to step in there against Crawford. Because Crawford, I'm sorry. I love you, Vergil Ortiz. But he will take your lunch money. Never mind my opinion. I want to know yours. Comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all. Fear none. God bless. Till the next time. Real Talk Boxing, baby. We up and we out of here.